Do you have a side hustle, or maybe you're thinking of starting one but you're wondering how you can balance it with your full-time job? This video is for you. Keep watching to find out how you can effectively manage your side hustles and still deliver at your full-time job without going crazy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Linda Mary, and on this channel we tackle everything to do with self-development and vlogs. The first tip that I will give you on how to balance your side hustle with your full-time job is by creating specific hours or time for your side hustle, or by creating a schedule for when you engage on your side hustle. Of course, your hours for the full-time job are specific. If you're working 7 to 6, if you're working 8 to 5, if you're working 9 to 5 or 6, that time is very, very difficult to change. That's the time that your employer expects you to dedicate to that job for which you are employed. So the hours you can work with are those for your side hustles, and that is why it's important to determine when will you engage in your side hustle. For example, my side hustle for years has been writing, let me just say online work, but specifically writing. So the hours that I dedicate to this are early morning, because I'm also a morning person. Before this pandemic, when we were going to the office, I would wake up by 5, so that by 5:30 to 6:30, that 1 hour, I dedicate it to my writing. So I'll just say, like, today I'm going to do one article for 1,000 words. So that is what I used to do. I used to do like one article per day. Those were the specific times that I dedicated to it. Let's say you have an online store where people order products, maybe shoes, handbag, whatever it is, and then you deliver to them. Okay, so you can say, I'm going to do this during my lunch hour break. It may be 12 to 1, 12 to 2, depending on where you work. So during your lunch hour, you know, so you won't be wondering in the morning or at night, should I give time to my side hustle this time? No, you know specifically, I'm going to engage in my side hustle during lunch break. Also, sometimes, let's say that your work is very flexible, or your working hours are just good, and you're those people who leave the office at 5. Okay, then maybe say by 6 you are home, or 7, and you have energy. You can say, I'll be dedicating my evening time 7 to 8 p.m. for my side hustle. So the first tip is you have to create specific time or hours for your side hustle. The second tip to help you effectively balance your side hustle and your job is to optimize that schedule that you already set. Let's look at maybe lunch hour again. If your specific hours for engaging in your side hustle is your lunch hour break, then how can you optimize it? Let's say that you want to make deliveries to 20 people between 12 and 1. That is such a short time. So how can you optimize it? For example, the night before, when you're at home, you can make sure you package all your products, you name them. You know, this one is going to this address, this one is going to this address, okay? So that when it just reaches that time, like 12, it is just a matter of delivering to this person and this person, instead of when you have that 1 hour, you want to sit down again and package who was receiving what. By the time you're done, your lunch hour break is over. Okay, so you see, what I normally do is, like, for me, it takes me about an hour to write a 1,000 word article. So with the research, it's about 1.5 hours or 2 hours, but the actual writing is 1 hour. Okay, so what I will do is that at night, I will look at the topic that I'm going to write on in the morning, and then do my research then, and then just write out the bullet points. I know that this is what I'm going to have. I have like an outline. Like, I do my research because I know that the research is going to take me that 30 minutes or 1 hour. I do it the day before. So when I wake up, I already have my set. It's just writing. So I will take that 1 hour, okay? And then I'm done. Compared to if I don't do that research, then it will take me longer, which will also make me late for my full-time job, you see. So you find a way of optimizing your schedule. The third tip that you can use to balance between your side hustle and your full-time job is to focus on your long-term goal. What do I mean? Things will get tough. There are times that I'm here, I have an article to write, my full-time job is so demanding, I have a YouTube video to shoot, and editing a video can take you even 4 to 8 hours. Like, it's brutal. So you're trying to do all these, and sometimes you get tired. So what motivates me to keep going is looking at my long-term goal. Ask yourself, why are you engaging in this side hustle? Is it because it's just something you love? So your long-term goal is just to be happy. Is it something that you want to have to bring in extra income because maybe you are saving for a trip, maybe you are saving to buy a piece of land, maybe you are saving up to start your own business, maybe you want to travel, okay? You may also be engaging in this side hustle because you want financial stability. You don't want to always worry in case you have an emergency. Maybe you're building an emergency fund, okay? There's a reason you engage in this side hustle, and that is your long-term goal. So when things get tough, remember your long-term goal. Remember why you are doing it in the first place. Tip number 4 is learn to say no, okay? You can't do it all. So this is why you need to learn to say no. And learning to say no does not just apply to your side hustle. It applies to your full-time job too. Learn to say no to both. Okay, let's say you've done your work, you've done everything, and then there's an additional work that you're given, like, oh Linda, why can't you just stay late and do this? You know, sometimes employers are, are funny. They can just give you something to do just because they know you won't say no. Okay, maybe it's not even your responsibility, maybe it's not even something that is urgent, you can do it the next day, but they're just like, because Linda won't say no, let me just tell her to do this. So that is where you learn to say no politely. Just say, like, I'd love to do it, but I'm going for another engagement, I'm going to spend time with my family. If it is something that is avoidable, okay, if there are things that come up with that are not avoidable, of course you can't say no. But if it is something that is avoidable, you can do it during the next day, for example, then say no. Because the minute you say yes, it means you won't get home in time to do your side hustle, which you had planned to do between 8 to 9. You see? So you see, your side hustle will suffer. Let's look at the side hustle. For example, I have like various clients, you know, like one of the clients, I've been writing for her for a very long time, okay? And then she came up with this idea where she was like, you know what, I'd want to give you an extra task of maybe managing my site, okay? So that you just go, after writing the article, you just go direct to my website and you upload it yourself. And at that time, my full-time job required so much of my energy because there were so many things going on that I was not able to do that. So what I did is just to politely tell her, no, at this point it's not possible. So maybe in future when my schedule clears up, because you see now, if I had taken that extra task and I knew I was not going to manage it, then it means that I was going to disappoint my employer. I was not going to do my full-time job as expected, because it meant I was going to dedicate some of the time that I was supposed to be dedicating towards my full-time job to these extra tasks. So you see, learn to say no. The 5th tip that will help you to balance your side hustle with your 9 to 5 job or full-time job is being flexible. There's no perfect balance. Things will happen, okay? For example, as I've told you, I normally dedicate my mornings to my writing. There are times that something major is going on at work, which means that as early as 7 a.m. I've already started working, as much as my official working hours is from 9 a.m. So it means that there are days that I can miss, okay? I can miss doing maybe an article or 2. So I need to also just be flexible, because you can't just be like, no, rigid, like, no, this is not supposed to be like this. So what I will do is that when my full-time work was not now so demanding, when there's not so many things happening, then it means that I can also now pull back, okay, like end my day earlier or start my day a little bit late, so I can compensate for the time that I didn't do that. So there are times that I've had to write my articles at night, because maybe something is happening way early in the morning and maybe that thing ends early. So it means that I cannot do the article in the morning, I do it at night. There are so many times I've edited my YouTube videos at midnight, okay, because that is the time that I have gotten from morning to do that. So you need to be flexible. Just know where you need to adjust, okay? The 6th tip to help you balance your full-time job and your side hustle is to take care of yourself. It is very, very easy to get burnt out. Let it not get to a point where you are skipping meals. let it not get to a point where you are not sleeping well. You are sleeping for 3 hours. No, that's not right. Because this side hustle, I assume it's not something you're going to do for 1 week, where you say like, I will not sleep for 1 week. What if you're going to do it for 2 to 3 years? What if you're going to do it for 10 years? You won't sleep for 10 years because you have a side hustle? Okay, take care of yourself. Keep your relationships. Okay, for me, there are times that I am so busy during the day that I know that I won't even get time to say hi. So if I want to say hi to a loved one, you know, that time that I'm leaving the house to go to the matatu, okay, to go to the stage, to board a vehicle, that 5-10 minutes, I make phone calls. How are you doing? Really checking in. Same in the evening, okay, even when I'm like just getting into my workplace, you've alighted, I like on the phone. Lunch hour, 1-2 minutes. Maintain your relationships, because you may get to a point where now you've fulfilled all that you wanted, okay, with your side hustle and your job, and you have no one around you. Maintain your relationships. Make sure you're eating. Are you delivering your products during lunchtime? Then what can you do? Will you carry a smoothie, a yogurt? Are you going to eat on your way? Are you going to eat before lunchtime? Like, what do you need to do? Just make sure that whatever it is you do, you take care of yourself. Doesn't mean you have to sleep for 10 hours. If you have a demanding side hustle or side hustles, it is difficult to sleep for 10 hours. But at least you can push for 6. Don't be doing 3-4 hours. Basically, just take good care of yourself. The last tip you can use to help you balance your side hustle and your full-time job is to get help when you need it. Outsource, okay, the things that you can. You cannot do it all. I know we are strong, independent people, but you will get a burnout. Outsource where you can. Let's say, I'm just going to use that example of, again, doing deliveries during lunchtime. Let's say that you already have your packages set. As you've said, you've optimized your schedule, you've already arranged, this is going to this person, you have their name, their address, bam. What can you do during lunch hour? Instead of you moving from one area to another to deliver 20 or 30 packages within 1 hour and then rush back to work, how about you call a rider, maybe a self-boarder. Maybe you have a particular rider that you tell him every day at midday you come and deliver these packages. Maybe it can be one rider delivering packages to all those people. It is very cheap. Or they can deliver half or 3/4 and you deliver the remaining few, so that you are able to just live a normal life without going crazy, but still manage your business. Let's say that your food side hustle is a really big one, and sometimes maybe you even need help with maybe responding to messages on social media, on your social media pages. Maybe people are asking for your products on Facebook and you cannot wait until lunchtime to answer, okay? So maybe can you employ someone who will be helping you manage the page? If there's something you can do to offload the work that you have, please do it. So guys, let's go through the hacks again. Number 1, I've said create specific hours for engaging in your side hustle. Number 2, optimize your schedule that you've created for your side hustle. Number 3, focus on your long-term goals, especially if things become tough. Number 4, learn to say no. Okay. Number 5 is be flexible. Number 6, take care of yourself. And number 7, get help or outsource whenever you can. Guys, if you found this video valuable, just like it, subscribe, share with your friends, share with someone you feel like might benefit from this, share with someone you feel like might be struggling on how to balance like their full-time job and their side hustles. Okay, until next time, beautiful people, be good to yourself and be kind to others.